Welcome to the inaugural Bay Area Research SLAM. We have a really fun program in store for you. I'm Brian Mallow, and this past week, I had the opportunity to speak with the directors of the 4 Bay Area National Labs, just to get a little information about their labs in anticipation of today's event. Let's take a look. What's your name and what lab do you represent?
I'm Kim Budell, and I'm the director of Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory.
Hello, I'm James Speary from Sandia National Laboratories.
My name is Chi-Tian Kao. I'm the director of SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory.
Mike Witherell, and it's my privilege to be the director of Berkeley Lab.
So I've been at Lawrence Livermore pretty much my whole career. I came here more than 30 years ago as a graduate student.
I was at Brookhaven National Laboratory on Long Island for 20 years before I came to SLAC.
It turns out the best training for being a lab director is having been a lab director before this, and I was director at Fermilab once.
I have to say, never imagined that I would end up one day as the lab director, but here we are.
The research going on at your lab is extremely technical. How important is it for the public to have an understanding of it?
I think it's very critical that we communicate to the outside communities. It's important that we share it with our other scientific colleagues, that they get an understanding of the advances we're making and that we understand the advances they're making.
Our society is becoming increasingly technology dependent. So it's really important for everyone to be scientifically literate.
We need everybody to understand what we know and don't know about that science.
Since we're very much in the area of national security, there's a temptation for us to hide behind the wall. And that's absolutely the wrong thing to do. We need to be reaching outside.
For our laboratory, it's really important because we are stewards of the public trust. We work in the national interest. So it's really important that we're able to explain to people how we are helping solve some of the biggest problems that our nation faces.
When you were a young scientist, like the postdocs that are performing in the SLAM, were there any kind of innovative science communication things like this, like the Research SLAM?
When I was a postdoc, there was nothing quite like this.
You were supposed to keep your head down, do your research, and not look up, to be honest.
You know, you work hard, you learn things, you try to establish yourself as a scientist. Communication was not something considered important.
I think we now understand that all of us need to be communicating about science.
When you communicate, you have to think harder why you do is important.
Bridging that divide, helping people get a real window into what we do is so important. And I wish I could have had some help a little earlier.
What impresses you the most about these young scientists?
The enthusiasm they have for their fields, for their pursuits.
And they're very creative in terms of how they explain things to people. And also the excitement about science.
They're so smart and so energetic and so passionate about the work that they do.
The remarkable thing is how much better these young scientists are at doing this than I was when I was their stage.
The other thing that I'm envious of is all the new tools and techniques that they've learned. And I try to stay abreast of those things, but I don't understand them to the depth that they understand them. And I'm somewhat envious. I wish I could do it over again.
They're not only terrific scientists, but they also have a really mature picture of how their science fits into the larger science complex.
What do you have to say to the finalists, your team? Any words of encouragement?
Yeah, go Sandia. You're going to crush it.
You are all amazing. And as far as I'm concerned, you're all winners.
Go SLAC, we're always the best.
They're already under enough pressure, so I don't need to add to that. So I'll say, go out and have a good time. This is fun.
Thanks again to the National Lab Directors for taking the time to speak with me. Clearly, they're very excited about the SLAM. I know the participants are. I am, and I hope you are too.